to the Not So Christian in Need Show, starring Southern Girl.
Welcome to the Not So Christian in Me Show. I'm your host, Southern Girl Denise, and today we have a great show today. We have a special guest in the building, Mr. Chauncy Glover. Give him a round of applause. Thank you so much, Chauncy, for being our special guest.
No problem. Thank you so much. Good to be.
No problem. No problem. We're going to go ahead and jump on in. Tell us a little bit about this project that you have going on, the Chauncy Glover Project.
Yeah, the Chauncy Glover Project, I started in Detroit 8 years ago. Found a young man on the streets of Detroit who had been shot, and he died after trying to rob a coach outside the school. And I went back to that young man's school, and I asked the principal to have some of his students, his friends, if I could have lunch with them and talk with them. And that's how it kind of started and snowballed into a full 501c3 nonprofit. So we're a full service, hands-on mentoring organization. I brought the program from Detroit here to Houston 5 years ago now. Okay. And we've mentored for 300 men of color, 200 to college. So I'm proud of the work that we've done over all these years.
Oh, wow. Now you guys are getting ready for your gala, right? Tell us a little bit about the gala.
Yeah, our fourth annual Black Tie Gala is coming, next Friday, June 24th, in downtown Houston at the Wortham Center Theater. The title of the show this year is called He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. And our young men, Chauncy Glover Project, this class of gents, they will hit the stage to talk about, their struggles and the things that it took, the barriers that they had to go through to get to that stage that night. And they'll announce where they're going to college. They'll also talk about the live stage play that involves acting and music and singing and movement and stepping. We've got great music. And we'll also honor some other community leaders here in Houston who are also doing great things to help our community. And so we'll honor them. And then we'll have an after where we'll come with some live music and some food, and the adults can partake in the bar if they want. But that portion of the night, but it's certainly a great show as these young men detail what they've gone through and what they had to go through to get to that night. And it's certainly a night of hope and inspiration.
This is going to be very different from all the other ones that you had, right, in the past, because I've never been to one that has, theatrical performances and all the other things that you have.
Yes. So I wanted it to be different. I didn't want another, gala where you eat what I call the rubber chicken and green beans and you sit down. I wanted to do something different. And I wanted to also showcase what we're about. And I wanted people to know if they come and if they donate, I wanted to see where their money is going, which is why to help the young men. And I tell you, the young men, they run the show. It is their show. I'm actually here at Westbury High School now. They're in the auditorium rehearsing. So it's their night and it's all about them.
Oh, wow. I know they're very excited about performing.
Look, they are on 10. I got one over here. Headed to TSU, majoring in journalism as well. So yeah.
So he's in the right hands then, that's for sure.
Working this kid for 5 years now. He joined the program when he was 13.
Okay. Have you always had a passion to work with the youth?
I wouldn't say it was a passion. I always, growing up in my church, and as I got older, I did youth. I never thought I would do it on this scale. And even when I started mentoring the kids in Detroit, I never thought it would turn into a nonprofit. But, when God gave me the vision and said, this is your purpose, it took me a while to say yes, but I said yes. Because and I'll be honest, at the beginning, I was like, Lord, I'm going to be leading little kids. I need a mentor myself. I'm here and trying to make it. But, just saying yes to the vision that God gives you. He always provides and give you what you need.
Yes, he will. Just when you think it's not going to work out, it always works its way through. That's so good that you followed you followed God's voice and created this platform for the youth because they need it. They definitely need it, especially in our community, in the Black and Brown community. We don't see successful, people. So for them to see someone like them that look like them, talk like them, they really do need that, and it's very encouraging for them. And I want to applaud you for stepping up to do that. That's very
Thank you.
cool of you. So let's talk about the honorees going to be at the gala.
Yes, so we have 5 honorees who are, and I'm going to the list, but we have 5 honorees who are doing great things in our community, and we wanted to applaud them also for the hard work that they're doing, because it takes a village. And what we've learned, which is the theme of our show, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, it takes so many people. It takes all of us being kind and loving one another and helping each other with whatever heaviness we're carrying. But our honorees of the night, Executive Chef Chris Williams of Lucille's, we know his organization during COVID, they were feeding thousands of families at the height of the pandemic, really helping our community and people stay fed. Also, Sergeant Jeremy Lahar of HPD, he has a nonprofit where he's also working with the youth of Houston, as well as patrolling with HPD, and he's also working with us and in a program called Emerge, where we bring in young men in these high crime areas, and we teach them things. We have drills with them. They go to the police academy. We also have Sharita McGee Tate, who is with the George Floyd Foundation. Of course, we know the great things they're doing here when it comes to the civil work and the social work when it comes to our neighborhoods and our communities, right, even outside of Third Ward, which is where George Floyd was from. And Pastor Timothy Sloan, in his church, at the height of the pandemic as well, he was the pastor here in Houston that reached out to Dr. Anthony Fauci and said, hey, my members and other Black people, they don't believe in this vaccine yet. What can you tell them to help them get vaccinated? And Dr. Fauci did a one-on-one with him, and he played that interview for his church members, and they all started to get vaccinated. And of course, Ashley Turner Captain, the first mayor, the first daughter of Houston, she's doing great things in the community in her own right, and also teaching people how to be comfortable in their own skin. Of course, all of this will be hosted by Major. And he's going to be there that night. And we have some other headliners, some singers from here in Houston. But it's going to be a great evening.
Well, I'm looking forward to attending. It sounds like it's going to be a very great, impactful night for the city of Houston. And I want to talk about what inspired you to come up with the theme, this year's theme, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother.
Yeah, so Dr. Christina Porter, our director, she actually went to get her doctorate program there at Baylor University and did her dissertation based on our program and the boys. So we interviewed all of our young men, most of them from the beginning, the inception of the program. And she compiled all this research as to, the numbers and what works and what doesn't work. And we found that this program in mentoring young Black and Latino males, they need the guidance. And in some cases, it determined whether they were going to have a good future or not, whether they were going to go to college or not, whether they're going to go down this road or down this road. Her research was titled "He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother," because one of the very poignant points that we found in this research is that these brothers come together from these young men from all different walks of life, all different hoods, if you will, all different parts of town, from all different backgrounds and families, and they come together and they've all gone through things, and they all are going through things, and they all are dealing with this heaviness or whatever that they may be having to face. But they come together, we talk about it, and we help each other deal with it, which is He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. And that's what we're sending, that especially nowadays more than ever. Life is so heavy. Everybody's dealing with so much stuff, but we have to be here for each other and say, hey, I can help you. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. Whatever you're dealing with, whatever that happiness is, we can help you through it.
That's good. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. So for those who are interested in partnering up with you, how can they reach out to you on social media?
I'm on all social media platforms, Chauncy on TV, Chauncy Glover. We also have a website, the ChaunceyGloverProject.org. They can reach us there as well.
Okay, good. One last thing I want to know, where do you see your project going in the near future?
You know, in the next 3 to 5 years, I'm hoping to open up the Chauncy Glover Leadership Academy, which is a high school for Black and brown boys with our syllabus in hand, as well as top grade teachers and facilitators, teaching them the academic side, but also teaching them the life skill sides. I want a school that caters to the totality of the whole young man. We're talking about academically, spiritually, mentally as well. And I want to be able to send these young men to Ivy League schools. I want those young men to be able to compete and go to Harvard, go to Stanford, go to Morehouse, go to Yale, anywhere they want to. And I want them to be equipped and ready.
Oh, you definitely have the tools for that to help them along the way. Before I let you go, I want to know what advice could you give a youth that may be struggling with peer pressure? What's some advice that you can give them?
If a youth right now is struggling with peer pressure, you know, I would tell them to make sure that they understand that the decisions they make right now, today, will determine their tomorrow. Absolutely. Our young people, they forget that, you know, the things that they're doing now, what they're involved in, who they're around, that will determine their success. That will determine their future. So whatever it is you want to do, if you want to be a singer, if you want to be an actor, if you want to be a news anchor, a journalist, a doctor, whatever it is, an engineer, whatever it is right now, those are the things you need to be trying to get yourself involved in programs and around those kind of people and in those professions and with those professionals. But it has to start now because the future starts now.
Yes, and they are our future. That's why it's so very important to get them while they're young, because they're, you know, that's what we're going to be looking up to in the near future.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Chauncy, for your time.
No problem.
And I wish you many. No problem. I wish you much love and success, and many blessings is on the way for you and your organization and other organizations that you're going to create along the way. Because I see this thing blowing up, and you're going to have organizations over here, organizations in Chicago, Detroit, Michigan, you know, all over the place.
Let's make sure we have people in those places running organizations, so I won't be running all over the place.
Right,
but I receive it. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Thank you. Bye-bye.